you doing? I'm John Duke. I'm with Union Home Mortgage in East Lansing, Michigan. This is our third edition of Taproom Talks. We're going to do that. We call this a PubCast. I'm here once again with the esteemed Brian Osbin with Bella Bay Realty. We're the beginning part of June right now, and we're in the middle of a very active spring market, which we're all welcome. We're all happy to see. What's on your mind? What's going on in our industry right now in your mind?
Well, a lot. I was excited to get here to ask you more questions without blowing up your phone. I know you're a busy guy. One thing that I'm seeing, which I really wanted to talk to you about and get some ideas on strategies, contingent offers.
Yeah.
Buyers with contingent offers, sellers, contingent on selling a home,
Yep.
and trying to navigate that process successfully.
Yeah. Well, we have several options available. Contingent offer is let me start with this. What we like to say to our buyers is, I want to put you in a position where I can give you all green check marks, right? Working with a local lender, being non-contingent upon the sale of a home, conventional financing, closing in 30 days. All of these things that, if we're wrapping a package, it's going to really stand out, right?
Right.
So as you and I have discussed, we not only originate the mortgage, underwrite the mortgage, but we also service the loan, which comes with some advantages. The first advantage is to be non-contingent is I would do my best to approve the client with keeping the home that they have. Okay. We would deem it as an investment property. We would go ahead and close on the purchase. No matter when the sale happens, it could happen during the process, it could happen right after the process, the day after. We can use what's called a recast program, where they can then take the money, the proceeds from the sale of their home, pay down the mortgage that they currently have that we just originated for them, and they then get the payment that they wanted from the beginning. Okay.
Yeah, explain that, the recast part.
Yeah.
That's key, actually.
Yeah. So recast is essentially meaning that we're originating the mortgage. Let's say we do a 5% down loan. That's going to come with a payment that may not be the most desirable at the time of origination. So we're able to issue you a pre-approval because they qualify with both their homes. That's non-contingent. They don't have to sell. What you decide to do, if they decide to list their home that day and they get an offer on that property, great, we can pivot and do a higher down payment. If they don't, and it goes a little bit longer in our process, then after closing, they're going to sell their home, right? So they've originated the loan with me. Our example is that they did 5% down. They're going to come to me and say, I've got $100,000 from the sale of my property that I want to put down on the principal balance of my current loan that you just originated for me. We will pay down that mortgage by $100,000. Their interest rate stays the same. Their amortization stays the same. Their payment will decline proportionate to the amount that they put down, and they eliminate the PMI that they had.
And this is different than a bridge loan.
Way different than a bridge loan. That's something we do offer as well. That's a great option.
Okay.
A bridge loan is essentially taking a refinance of the property that they currently have listed. Okay. They do a cash out refinance. As long as they're putting 20% down on the new purchase and they're leaving themselves 20% equity in the home that they're vacating and the home is listed, we can take that cash out funds, as long as it equals 20% down, and move that to the new purchase. It's a bridge loan. It's non-contingent.
Oh, okay. Those are two good strategies, right?
Yep. Those are great strategies. Those are products that we have in-house. Now, there's some other strategies that aren't necessarily product-based. Did you decide do you want to list your property for sale? Or do you want to list your property for rent, I should say? If the market rent can support, and you've got a history of possibly being a landlord, that's an option. I've done that all the time.
Okay, so we could offset rent the current home
and buy that.
Which would offset what they pay.
Correct.
As long as it at least covers that mortgage.
Yep, if they have a history of doing this. They have a history of being a landlord. So
Okay.
I want to breach that. The other possibility is that do they have enough equity to utilize a home equity line of credit for down payment, right?
Mm.
And if they utilized a home equity line of credit from their property and they qualify with both, they could be non-contingent and maybe even rent that or sell it at a later date on their own terms.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
another one that I have that I even just talked to today, they listed their property before searching for a property, which is a little bit dangerous. It's kind of careful what you wish for right now, right?
Sure.
But they did it. They listed it. They got an accepted offer immediately, which is happening a lot, right?
Tremendously.
A lot.
A lot.
So they got an offer with a close date. Contingencies have been lifted. Two things. Number one, now they're contingent in your world upon the closing of that loan, which are getting accepted as I've seen, or under most circumstances, conventional financing, if all contingencies have been lifted on the sale of that property, I do not need to count that property any longer. Okay.
Oh.
So you've taken the risk away.
That's good to know.
The point is that there are options, right? And the sellers need to be open to those options, I think, and the buyers need to be educated about those options. In our world at Union Home Mortgage, we don't just sell the blue suit. Sometimes the blue suit doesn't look good on somebody. We got to dig a little bit deeper. Sometimes they just need to wear a fishing shirt, right? And show up. And that's what looks the best on.
I'm going to get Jaws right after this.
Did that clear up some options that are available?
Absolutely. So, one thing that I've come across is a lot of sellers being hesitant. They want to sell, they want to buy, they want to upgrade, they want to move cities, states, and they're just hesitant. Not about interest rates. That's not bothering them. It's that they know their house is going to sell quicker than they're going to find one. And typically speaking, a contingent sale isn't always the best look in the market.
Mm-hmm. And it's a new market to them too. They're going into a market that may not be as, familiar with from where they're exiting.
Right.
In that example, yeah.
But knowing these options,
yeah,
and having them get with an excellent loan officer,
yeah,
knowing the industry and the options they can give them, that might free up a little bit of that concern that they have options if they can utilize them.
Just like everything else that we do in this industry to provide the best options for our borrowers and your buyers, it's all about asking the right questions. If you dig enough and ask enough questions, we will then know how to not only provide that borrower with the best most financially responsible mortgage banking option for them that's going to build their wealth, but also provide a great narrative, not only for you, but I always call the listing agent too, to introduce them to myself, my team, and let them know how an offer is going to be written.
And how we're going to navigate through it.
And how we're going to navigate through it and what that timeline looks like.
That's excellent.
So it's, we don't have as murky a waters right now in our industry as we did last year.
I'm trying to fish for the big fish.
Yeah.
No murky water.
I don't think we have the murky waters that we had. In fact, there was just some numbers that came out this week that the current inventory is about 35% higher than it was this time last year. Nowhere near pre-pandemic levels.
No.
But we're trending towards a more normal market given the circumstances that we have, which I'm super excited about.
Sure. Getting closer to the pre-20, 2020, 19 era.
I think so.
Yeah.
This has been awesome once again. We're going to do it again next month.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Cheers.